again. Very just about the time it looks like it's not looking good, it's starting to fire back up for Millport and Kennedy. You guys are still in the path of this storm. You still need to be in that safe place.
Dennis, can you see a picture of a downed tree on the source that would normally have the radar, the high-res radar? Yeah, thank you. This is, again, this is some damage from New Hope, wow, Mississippi, and this is from the tornado that you just saw, and this is the storm that is kind of hugging the Lamar-Pickens County lines. So, again, based on everything we have seen, there's no doubt that this thing has been down. It has produced some extensive damage, and there's probably more damage than that. So let's go back to the graphic system behind me. And again, what we're going to do is kind of bounce back and forth between sources today and let you know that we do have a tornado warning that is currently in effect for parts of extreme southern Lamar, extreme northern Pickens. This is passing well to the north of Reform. We can give an all clear for Reform. Gordo, you've never been involved in this tornado polygon. This is for a small part of Pickens and Lamar counties, and again, the danger is sitting right on the state line. Let me show you one more quick image coming in off the other source. This is going to be some large hail that has been falling. In addition to the damage we have, obviously hail is going to be an issue as well, and we could see hail larger than that in spots, sitting on the Pickens, Lamar County line. So the reason we're here, we're coming up on 8:48. We have a tornado warning in effect for, 6:48. We have a tornado warning that is in effect for the far western part of the state. We have reports of, again, damage in parts of Lowndes County, Mississippi, and that storm is coming into West Alabama. We have late reports that there has been a tornado radar confirmed by a TDS between Millport and McShann. And again, that is in the far western part of Alabama. So let's go back to the high-resolution radar behind me. That's, and again, you can see this thing, I do believe it is ramping up again. That is the reflectivity display. This is going to be the velocity display. And again, there's a clear couplet here. And again, that is the possible tornado. Millport is here. Kennedy is here. The circulation is moving up in this direction. So if you have a Millport address or a Kennedy mailing address, you should be in a safe place now. This will pass pretty far north of the city of Reform in Pickens County, and soon this will be into Lamar County exclusively, but not yet. And I want to check one more product, and again, this is the correlation coefficient, and that's a very noisy look. We have seen from time to time a TDS on this. We're not seeing it now coming from the Columbus Air Force Base radar, which is a closer look, but again, we've seen that from time to time. So a supercell thunderstorm that is capable now of producing a tornado is passing south of Millport, and again, this is more than likely very large hail that's falling right in through here. That's your possible tornado that's moving on to the north and east, and if this continues to stay down, we'll ultimately have to warn for Fayette County. Again, I'll kind of expand it out here, and again, you can see that that's the possible tornado right here. The city of Fayette sits right up in here, and more than likely this, if it stays down, will be passing maybe south of Fayette here, but the Weather Service will have a decision to make here shortly if they're going to warn for Fayette County in West Alabama. So that's where we stand now. We have a tornado warning for the far northern part, and I mean the far northern part of Pickens County in West Alabama and the southern part of Lamar County for this dangerous storm that has produced a tornado. We have seen video of that from many sources. We have seen damage from many sources, so no doubt this has been down, and this is one that you want to take seriously. So we encourage everybody to be in your safe place, and obviously the two places you don't want to be, it is a vehicle, a car, or a mobile home. You've got to be out of those when you're, the minute you hear tornado warning polygon, you've got to make efforts to get out of those because those are places that you don't want to be. Charles, any word of damage in Alabama so far? It looks like most of the damage so far has been over in Mississippi, but this thing still looks very wrapped up.
Everything that we've seen so far has been back into Mississippi. I've been kind of scanning through Twitter here. Most of that has been back across the state line, so that's encouraging. But I'm sure we'll see some more. That's a pretty rural spot there in the northern part of Pickens County as you get up there towards Shaw. What I'm concerned about now is as this core, here's that hook we were talking about, maybe reforming, coming back through. I would not be out of the question to see, I know we've got some sky watchers here in Millport. I would be surprised if we don't see at least golf ball sized hail. The indications are that the core here really is maxed out, and that's also a sign of a strengthening updraft. So the updraft has once again begun to strengthen. That's able to loft up larger hail. So once that updraft either starts to weaken again, all of that hail's got to go somewhere. So Millport and Kennedy, and we're talking damage to cars, dents in your car, maybe even large enough to cause damage to some trees by causing problems there. So it's not just the tornado threat. You want to be indoors for numerous reasons, but you do want to be in that safe place. Now, the warning is until, was it 7 o'clock? Just making sure I back that up. But I do think that maybe they'll extend this and go ahead and extend this all the way in towards Fayette. Here's Fayette up here in the corner of the screen. We'll try to get Brian Peters positioned probably about 5 to 10 miles south, maybe even a little bit more than that, of Fayette. And you can see here, he's kind of running into some of that rain now. And so far, he has not... he has not seen much of any hail or anything like that we can tell. Still trying to get Brian on the phone.
Let me show you this behind me, if we can do this real quick, Charles. Again, this is the tornado as it came through New Hope, Mississippi. This was,
wow.
I'm sorry, that was totally my fault. Again, that was the tornado coming from New Hope, Mississippi. In fact, let me re-rack that. And again, you can see that this is a very significant tornado. And again, this is the storm that is passing through Pickens, northern Pickens County, Alabama, and extreme southern Lamar County, Alabama. And again, this is obviously a very significant tornado that has caused some damage. We're getting some other video coming in of this thing. So again, this is a storm that you want to take seriously. And we've had multiple reports of damage, and we have a lot of footage like this from this tornado. And again, for those that don't know, New Hope is just southeast of Columbus, Mississippi. It's only about 4 or 5 miles away from the Alabama state line. So again, let's put the main graphic system behind me, and I'm going to show you another couple of images that have come in very quickly. And again, we're thankful for all the social media, because we've got some video now of the New Hope tornado. Let's go back to that source again, and let's take a look at this. And again, this is another look at this. This might be the same footage we just saw, but the bottom line is that's what's coming through Alabama. So we'll put the graphics behind us, and the possible tornado is sitting pretty much on the Pickens-Lamar County line moving northeast. Understand this warning includes only 2 counties in the state, parts of 2 counties, southern Lamar, northern Pickens. If the warning is continued, this will include parts of Fayette County. This will pass well to the north of the city of Tuscaloosa, well to the north of Northport and the University of Alabama. This will not be a Tuscaloosa storm. Tuscaloosa is way down here. And again, that's the storm moving up in this direction. This is the city of Fayette. This is the northern part of the Tuscaloosa County line. Northern Tuscaloosa County right here. Newtonville is here. Moores Bridge, Brownville is down here on Highway 171. But again, that storm that has been producing, obviously, a tornado throughout its life history will be crossing into Fayette, and we'll find out here in a matter of minutes if the Weather Service is going to extend the warning over. There is a tornado watch, by the way, for much of central and west Alabama until 1 a.m., and that obviously conditions do favor this kind of thing to be happening here this evening, and I'm afraid this is not going to be the last storm that we have. And again, we're going to be watching the other reports of damage coming in as well. I'm seeing a lot of images of damage also from parts of southern Tennessee. We've had tornado warnings south of Nashville, north of Huntsville, around Columbia, Tennessee here in the last hour or so. But obviously in our market, the greatest concern, it is this storm that is currently sitting on the Lamar-Pickens County line. We stress if you're in Reform or Gordo, you have no danger. Gordo has never been in danger. Reform was right on the border of the polygon. And again, this will clearly pass well to the north of the city of Reform. Reform, you're fine. Gordo, you're fine. The rest of Pickens County, not even close to you. Places like Aliceville, Pickensville, Carrollton, you're not close to this. This is the far northern end of the county. And again, that storm is going to be moving up in this direction. We're going to check some of the other velocity products here and take a look at this. Let's go back to the high-res radar behind me, and it still looks pretty wrapped up. And I would say right now in Millport we have very large hail falling. In fact, let me take a look at the product we call vertical integrated liquid. And again, this is going to be a situation where we got
right there.
That's 80 kilograms per cubic meter right here, and this could be almost baseball-sized hail. So again, based on the vertical integrated liquid product here, that if you are in Kennedy or Millport, this could really do some damage to a vehicle. And please understand, nobody should be out here driving, but this is a very dangerous storm. A late report indicates that there are trees down on Alabama Highway 96 near Millport from the law enforcement there. So again, reports of trees down on Highway 96 near Millport from this particular thunderstorm. But again, I just wanted to show you that large hail is a very potentially big problem here. Also want to check the velocity product. And again, you see that we've got a very well-defined circulation that is passing near just south of Millport. Highway 17 runs from Reform back up to Millport. And again, this rotation is going to be passing maybe just south of the community of Millport and just south of the community of Kennedy, around Highway 96 over in Lamar County. If we can double box, I want to leave this